What's up, Helldivers? We've got some very exciting news happening right now in regards to the Sony region locks on the Steam page. There's recently been some changes on the region lock in Steam, and I wanted to cover it with you guys before the weekend because this could lead into something very exciting when it comes to Steam unlocking these regions across the globe. Now, we've got 5 different areas that have been taken off of the blocked regions. We know for a while Sony has, for whatever reason, decided they didn't want to sell this game in these locations, and there was like 177, and then they actually added some after the fact a couple weeks later, and it's kind of been this, yes, we won the victory of the PSN lock, they didn't require that anymore, but on the other side of it, then they locked out a bunch of regions that wasn't serviced by PSN to begin with, so it was kind of a win-lose situation. Some people were calling it a hollow victory, and I totally get that. We know for a fact that the people at Arrowhead, the Johan, the CEO, we've heard from Twinbeard, one of the CMs on Discord and on Twitter, that they are working night and day to unlock this game in all regions so as many people as possible can play it. This also might have something to do with why we've been losing some of the major orders lately, is because the player base is just frustrated. There's not as many people playing as we thought. The player base has been trending down for various amounts of reasons. Some blame the region lock, some blame just the honeymoon phase is over, some blame the recent bugs and some of the patch updates that have just made the game less fun to play, according to some people. All these things are contributing to this game losing its steam a little bit, no pun intended. But now we have some exciting news. We've got 5 new countries that have been taken off of that block list. So now these people can purchase the game if they haven't already, or if they had refunds in when the PSN lock happened, they can go back and get their game and start playing again. We've got 5 countries that are off the ban list now. We've got American Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands can now purchase the game again. Now, I'm really hoping that this is a sign of future things to come. Hopefully by the weekend or maybe after next week sometime, we're going to start seeing these new regions unlocked more and more until we have a complete player base across the globe. Remember, we dive together or not at all. It was one of my favorite things to happen to this community that came out of the negative of the PSN lock thing, was that just group activity of everybody just pulling together to be able to play this game together, to unlock it across all countries. I believe that the people at Arrowhead have been fighting for that, and kudos to them. We appreciate it as a player base. I think it's a good sign from the developers of the game that they're fighting for their game to be available to everybody. It makes total sense. Why it's not happening on Sony's side is beyond me. I have no idea. You can check with Pirate Software. He keeps up to date on that kind of stuff. He has a lot of background knowledge on it. I go to him for most of my updates on this kind of stuff, so I'm really curious to know what the actual reason is why Sony refuses to sell their own game. Now, that being said, we still have some major issues going on with the game. I know the spawn rate of enemies being adjusted for a player base. Like, okay, if you have a full squad, it's this many enemies. Well, now if you're a single player, they actually boosted it up. Now the spawn rates have changed, where even if you wipe the entire map out, say you go to every single little red spot on the map and you destroy each bug hole, or you destroy each fabricator, and you wipe the map clean, and you're on the way to extraction, and all of a sudden you just get an absolute bombardment of enemies coming at you, and you're like, well, I spent all this time, I risked my butt to destroy all these factories. Why are all these spawns happening? What was my work for? That's one of the first times I've actually been like, okay, that's a fair assessment of the situation. I'm a fan of having more enemies on the map. I think it makes it more interesting. It makes it more challenging. I enjoy that aspect of it, but I've been told in the comments below that I am not normal. So even though I enjoy the extra challenge, a lot of players are like, look, it's too hard. It's ridiculous. This doesn't make any sense. I've destroyed all these factories. Why are we getting spawn rates like this? That apparently is being addressed. They are making changes. They are lowering that spawn rate. They're basically stepping back the adjustments that they've made. I've also heard that they're going to be boosting some of the weapons that they've nerfed recently. We're waiting on those patches to come out. Typically, they usually drop patches on Tuesday or Wednesday, so we'll have to see. They might do something over the weekend, or it might have to wait till next week. We're going to find out. But as of right now, we do have a major order on the line. We've got 4 planets to defend. Basically, the major order is that we're in-game, we're hiring new recruits to get back to the battle lines. And in order to do so, we have to protect these training outfits. We have to make sure that these planets are safe so that the training can commence. There's a whopping 72-hour training course for a Helldiver, and we need to protect these bases so that they can do that. Currently, as of today at 3:50 p.m. on the Pacific Coast, we're looking at 2 planets yet have to be defended. We've got Acera Pass and Heath on the bug side. Those 2 planets we need to defend, and we have about 1 day and 16 hours. So we're looking at about mid-Saturday for us for this order to be complete. I think it's probably well within our means. Even with a dwindling player base, I think we can absolutely make this happen, and we will earn those 45 medals. On the personal order side, for me, I have to kill 30 enemies with an orbital 120 millimeter barragement. I actually don't use barrages very often, so this will actually be kind of fun. It'll be a little bit of a change for me. I find them to be frustratingly inaccurate at times with hitting stuff. A while ago, there was this weird thing where you'd be like, I bet you if you throw the orb straight down for a barragement and then you just don't move, just stay in that one single spot and everything will hit around you, but it won't actually hit you. I tested that out. It didn't work. I got blown the crap up. But it was an interesting trial. My weekend suggestion for you, if you want my personal loadout, that if you're fighting bots, this is what I want you to try, and comment below if you do try it or if it's already your loadout. I want to know how it works for you. For us, on this side of things, when we go in with a full squad or solo, this is a phenomenal loadout for the bots. Use your ballistic shield, your pummeler, and your laser cannon, and then your stratagems of choice, whichever they might be. But that 3 combo, the laser cannon, the ballistic shield, and the pummeler, it makes you freaking Superman out there. You can take a bunch of laser shots from both striders and regular troopers and bots and stuff like that. The only thing you got to be careful of is those god dang freaking rocket devastators. Those guys will destroy your day. But that loadout, especially with the laser cannon, is by and large one of my favorite loadouts to do for bots. It's a ton of fun. It makes you feel really powerful. You get out there on the field and you can just melt things. It's awesome. Try that out this weekend. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Don't forget, if you'd like to watch us live stream our playthroughs, you can click one of the videos that's going to pop up on the screen, or if you want to catch our podcast from Tuesday, click the other button. That'll be, it was a fun discussion that we had with Vader. That has been your weekend update. Happy hunting, Helldivers. We'll see you next time.